look at me, way up high, suddenly, here am I, I'm flying.
In the production of the musical Peter Pan, various characters fly across the stage in a harness. MacDonald called the high school, borrowed the transom and the operator, and hired a model the same height and weight as Janice Johnson. MacDonald then built a replica of the Johnsons' basement steps. He videotaped the entire procedure and put blue chalk on the wall and step where witnesses saw the blood. With the model at the top of the steps, she fell backwards. When her head fell into the gap in between the third step and the concrete wall, the chalk marks on the model's head were consistent with the injuries found on Janice Johnson.
There's no question that that is a good explanation for how the wounds on Janet Johnson occurred over her right ear.
It's remarkable when you see it because the blue marks appear on the model's head exactly where the injuries are found on Janice's left and right temples.
James Lockyer believes that Janice Johnson was still on the telephone when Clayton was at the gas station.
And then what are you going to do?
And that the call ended at 7:50, just as her neighbor was arriving at the house.
You know, I've got to go. I'll talk to you later.
She grabbed her car keys, ran up the steps, and lost her footing. As she fell backwards, her head became wedged in the 5.5-inch gap between the step and the cement wall. Her feet pulled her head from the gap, flipping her body over onto the basement floor, producing the gash found on the top of her head. When all of this information came to light, Canadian prosecutors took the unusual step of releasing Clayton Johnson from prison. He had spent 6 years behind bars.
I'm just very happy to get back with my family. I'm very pleased with the decision of Justice Freeman, and I couldn't ask for a better legal team than what I've got. And I just want to get back with my family.
I'm really happy right now because that means my dad's actually going to see me graduate. I've got my father back in my life.
Although authorities have made no final decisions about the case, and there's always the chance of a retrial, many believe it will simply be dismissed. For a crime forensic experts say didn't happen, 6 years in prison is enough.
Oh, that's quite right, indeed. Clayton Johnson wasn't convicted of a murder that he didn't commit. He was convicted of a murder that never happened.
We've made an error, so once you recognize you've made an error, you do the best you can to rectify it. And the best way to rectify this case is simply to acquit this man, exonerate him, and let him go on with his life.
Well, I was giving us all a different opinion as far as, you know, the justice system is concerned. Because, I mean, I've always been brought up right from the time I could more or less walk around that, you know, the police were your friend, that you held them on a certain level. And just after going through this, it makes you think twice.